combine?
Excellent.
Awesome. All right. Well, one of the things that John and I and JC want to spend some time with you on is a piece of that combine, but something more importantly is something that's common between all three of these. So when you think about our operators today, our operators are looking for some key things. They don't work 8 to 5, do they? No? How many farmers do you know get in the tractor at 8 and quit at 5? I'm a farmer's daughter and I don't rarely see that. So one of the things that I think is really cool to understand is our customers need one thing. They need that comfort. When we think about the time and the length of time they're in those units, we need to make sure they have the comfort. So whether or not you're using a tractor or you're using a spreader or sprayer or a combine, one of the biggest things you need is to make sure that we can meet their need of sitting in there 10 plus 12 hours a day. So during this time, what we want to do is go over the cab experience. The cab experience is going to hit on 3 key things. First, we want to talk about operator comfort. One of the biggest things is they want to sit there that long. We want to make sure they've got the comfort to do so. The second thing we need to talk about is operator usability. One of the biggest things that we heard about during the combine launch was having an ease for that customer to jump in here, turn the switch, and go. And last but not least, we want to talk about something that's critical. Very critical in the fact that in today's industry, our producers are looking for efficiencies and ways to help build their productivity. That's when integrated technology comes into play. And that's where Mr. Mishler, if I can say his name correctly.
I may have to change it.
Is going to spend some time talking about integrated technology. So let's get started because we have a lot to cover. So the first and foremost we're going to talk about is operator comfort. And I have a rule. You guys are going to see a lot of stuff here. But when it comes to self-propelled machines, they have these cabs. Please spend some time. We've left all the units open here. The units will also be open out here to make sure that you can get in and experience what our operators are experiencing on a day-to-day basis. Operator comfort is so critical that we have given several options. We have a key command view cab. One of that cab that's really key is that seat. We have all bought cars, right? You sit in that seat when you're wanting to make sure you have the most comfortable seat. You're going to see different seat qualities to meet everybody's needs. The second thing that you're going to see is cab suspension. You won't really see it, but we can review it with you on a side conversation. Cab suspension is critical because we all know whether or not you're transporting or working in the field, those streets and those fields are not always the smoothest. We want to make sure that you've got the comfort, and we can provide that through the cab suspension systems that we offer. The other thing is, how many customers do you know like to know what's going on behind their machine? How many of our producers need to look behind them, right? This is an engaging conversation, yeah? Yeah? Okay? So one of the things that we want to do is make sure that our customers can see behind them, and that's where we have provided up to a 40-degree swivel in some of our units. In the middle of those seats, when you're in, and we'll be around to help, sit there and hit the middle button. You will see it'll swivel. In our tractors, it's up to 40 degrees, so you can have that great visibility and see what's going on around you. That helps with that productiveness. It also helps with making sure that you understand what your operation and what's going on every second when you're in that cab. We also understand the fact that in day-to-day, our customer's office is on wheels. When they're spending that 12 plus or 10 plus hours every day in this cab, we want to make sure that they can understand and have everything at their fingertips. So what you will see and what you saw inside was the command arm. You will see the flexibility and the comfort of that command arm at your fingertips. All of the functions, including the multi-function handles, they might vary a little bit between machines, but in general, that comfort is right there. So take some time, sit in the seat, swivel, play with the multi-function handle, and understand what our customers are experiencing day in and day out. The second thing that we want to talk about is the most important too, is the fact that we want to talk about operational usability. So how many of us know that our operators will go from machine to machine, and we have to be efficient when we do it. So what you will see is a lot of commonality between this. No matter if they're going from a cab experience in a tractor to a spreader to a combine, that operator can jump in and get going. What we don't want to do is have to worry about retraining time and time again. But if we can provide them an experience that allows them to jump in and go, we're meeting their needs. So we spent some time hitting on 2 of the 3 key things. And again, I really encourage you folks to spend some time in these cabs, and we'll be here on a one-on-one basis to answer some of your questions. But there's that third perspective. That third perspective is critical, which is that integrated technology. We have souped up this equipment with several displays on and off that we can help our customers be more efficient, not only by the way they operate the machines, by the output and the input that's going in. So John, would you like to cover?
Thank you, Tiffany. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, because I have like no confidence. So yeah, I appreciate that. And I think when I nothing. Yeah.
No, we're good. It's okay.
It's okay.
There, now say it.
Let me try it again. We okay now? Super. Okay, so Tiffany actually left the gravy for me, which is a good thing. I like gravy. So yeah, so we talk about the integrated technology in all of these machines, and what's new this year, particularly in the sprayer spreader, as well as in the combine that's behind me, is the Gen 4 Command Center. We've had it in tractors and large ag tractors for a number of years. We've now expanded that Gen 4 platform to these other machines on the command arm. By doing that, and to highlight what Tiffany shared with you, it's really important for an operator to be able to move from one machine to the next and be comfortable and be confident. Those 2 things I think are really the key words when we think about that: comfort, confidence. Because what that speaks to is that when I'm comfortable, I can do the work I need to do, and I'm in an environment, I know how to run this display. Granted, the functions on that display are going to be different from machine to machine to machine. For example, you may be looking at in a sprayer, pressure, right? Rotor speed in a combine, SCV control, right, in a tractor. But the usability of that display and the commonality of that display across these machines give that operator confidence. And confidence speaks to job quality.